Good morning, it's June 17th, 2018. It's the end of week 7, so it's time to check in and see how I did. Okay, so this is the end of week 7. Let's check in right quick. So as you can see, my leg definition has remained very clear. No worries there. The abs. Okay, so I regressed a little bit this week. I did some keto recipes and I went overboard on those. Just because something is low glycemic index does not mean it's low glycemic load. So just be aware of that. I think that I actually went backwards a little bit this week. Because I'm not right where I'd like to be. This line I don't feel is quite as defined as I wanted. This one caught up a little bit, but still not quite where I want to be. The pads here are a little bit flatter, maybe. Here you can see my crest a little bit further up. Before it was like down here. You can see this a little bit more, but this line, these folds aren't quite gone. So I think that I actually lost a little ground this week. So with that in mind, I'm going to be very strict with intermittent fasting. Instead of doing 8-16, I'm probably going to shoot more for 24-hour fasts, and I might even do a water fast towards the very end to try to flatten all this out here in the last few days. The shoot is on Friday. Today is Sunday, so it only gives me a few days, but hopefully with some very strict dieting, changing some of my carbs over to fats, hopefully I can force this through here at the very, very end stretch so that I can get where I would like to be for the shoot itself. So that is what I will be trying to do. Make this all clear and flat. Alright, so see what I can do in the last few days. Cross your fingers for me. Hi, it's Jack again. So I missed the last couple of weeks because of technical difficulties, but I'm back to do a full update. As a reminder, you can see the grading system explanation in the video update for week number 1. Pattern 1. For breath, I used my breath consciously all 5 days this week to help me while I was working out, and I also used to check in and make sure that my mood was aligned and just generally was aware of my breath, so I'm going to give myself an A for the week. Pattern 2. As I've said in the past for hydration, my goal is 96 ounces per day, and I did do that every week, so I'm going to give myself an A for hydration. However, I am finding that I'm staying dehydrated for some reason. I think it's one of the medications I'm taking. I forgot to up my goal, but since it was set to 96 and I hit that, I'm going to give myself an A for hydration this week. Pattern 3. Okay, so nutrition was wonky this week. I switched over to something akin to a keto diet, and I didn't really think it through very well. So although keto foods are low in the glycemic index and they don't necessarily spike your insulin or your blood sugar all that high, glycemic load is still something to keep in mind, and I wasn't thinking in terms of portion sizes. So I think I regressed a little bit on my leaning out this week. So my numbers are completely wonky for body fat and weight, and I'm just going to ignore them because generally I do feel like I'm getting leaner, but before I talk about that, my overall trend is leaner, but I regressed some, so I'm focusing hard on 24-hour fasts and a lot of water. More sleep would help reduce cortisol, and that would help too. So I've been doing an 8-16 format for fasting, but I think this week I'm going to do 24-hour fasts throughout the week, and the last day I might even do a water fast to try to catch back up on the leaning out that I feel like I lost this week because of not thinking properly about portion sizes. So for nutrition, I'm going to give myself a C for the week. Pattern 4. Okay, strength. So I had 3 days of strength training this week instead of 5, and I did them all 3 days. The camera work has gotten much faster during the workouts because I'm being a lot less specific and not trying to hit every exercise from 3 different angles and then edit it all together. So I've simplified the Instagram daily update videos, and that has allowed me to speed through the filming, so my camera work did not slow me down badly. And so, for that reason, I'm giving myself an A for strength this week.
Pattern 5.
Okay, I've been saying it every single week. Conditioning was not part of the formatting, but now it is. This week I had 2 high-intensity interval training days, and I did both of them. I also did conditioning on the strength days because I included jump rope on the strength days as well, on the calisthenics days. So I actually did conditioning 5 days this week. For the 2 days that were specifically set aside for it, I did do some interval training. Not as much as I should have, but I couldn't use my timer on my phone because I was using my phone to record the videos, and I can't use both at the same time. So I need to think of how I'm going to keep track of the peaks and the active rests next week to try to get more out of the interval training. However, I did do it 5 days this week, so I'm giving myself an A for conditioning for the first time.
Pattern 6.
Okay, flexibility. I did perform light stretching each day throughout the week. However, I didn't lead any flexibility sessions this week. My early morning clients canceled for most of the week, and that's when I was teaching those flexibility sessions, so I didn't do that this week. I missed out on that. However, I did set aside a few minutes each day to get some stretching through my shoulders, my hamstrings in, and I did consistently check in with my posture. Always correcting my feet and my alignment. Just now I just corrected myself. So it's a habit you have to develop, but having been a dancer for so long, I'm pretty sensitive to when I'm like too far over one way or the other. Anyway, I do need to increase stretching each day, and I've been saying that the whole time, but it just keeps getting away from me. So I gave myself a B for flexibility last week, I think, and B's before that. Today I'm going to give myself a C for this week because I didn't do the sessions with my clients, and I did not add any of the yoga or personalized stretching sessions that I had discussed before. So I'm going to drop myself to a C on flexibility this week.
Pattern 7.
Okay, focus. So I did not say my mantra each night falling asleep. I didn't do it at all. And I didn't do the intentions that I mentioned needing to update. So in those regards, I did not maintain focus well this week. However, I kept my accomplishment journal each day. I stayed organized, and I kept my attention on work goals. I did research. I worked on a course that I'll be updating to Udemy. I made progress on my recertification. I was very productive, and I made progress and updates on my site and profiles. So all in all, although I didn't meditate and I forgot to incorporate the yoga, I did do pretty well for focus because I was so productive. I didn't focus on those little tiny personal moments of focus. So instead of an A for focus this week, I am going to give myself a B because although I was productive, I wasn't particularly good at self-care this week. Rest. Okay, so this is a point that I had been struggling with for a while, but last week I did much better, and this week I did even better than last week. I got more sleep on average this week. A few times I hit my 7-hour goal because, like I said, my early morning clients all canceled, so I was able to sleep in. That means I won't always be able to count on that extra sleep in the mornings, but I did get it this week. I did take a few hours off from working each afternoon to come home and disengage a little bit and eat and spend time with the kitty. I did nap a little one day, so that was good. I had to work Saturday again. I have to work every Saturday, so I didn't go socialize. I didn't go to Carowinds. I've been saying that every week. But I'm busy. I'm an entrepreneur. It's hard. And that's an excuse, I know. But it's hard to set time aside to not do anything when there are hundreds of items on your to-do list. Without exaggeration, there's always so much to do, and it's hard to disengage and rest. But despite that, because of the extra sleep and because of the disengagement that I practice each day, I'm going to go ahead and give myself a B for rest this week. I need to be better about socializing, but I'll figure it out somehow, so a B for rest. Okay, so here are the final results. As you can see, there is still room for improvement. There always will be. I'm going to give myself an A- for the week because although I slipped a little bit on nutrition, I did make gains on rest. And I held steady in most other areas. So although I flubbed a little on the nutrition, I'm quite pleased with how well I've kept rest these last couple of weeks. And I think overall, I've made pretty good progress. This is the end of week 7. There's only 1 week to go. Today is June 17th. The photo shoot is on June 22nd, but I think that with some really hardcore fasting and some real attention to detail with the conditioning and calisthenics, I think that I'll be able to pull off a pretty good photo shoot. It'll be for my 42nd birthday, and I think it'll be okay. I'm scared, I'm nervous, but at the same time, I've worked pretty hard and I've been pretty consistent, so I'm not looking forward to it as much as I had been, but I still think that maybe it'll be okay.